мое сердце. И мое сердце остановилось. Так. Так, стрим пошел? Стрим пошел. Здравствуйте, второй канал на ютубе. Сейчас появится и чатик. Фига, 100 человек подписалось на канал после каста по довику. Мощно. Будем прокачивать второй канал довиком, короче. План? План. Так, сейчас приду. Короче, пока Spellforce поставлю включаться. Кого я сношу после каждого стрима? Поставил чайничек еще. Spellforce, в смысле? Так там же багулина, что он иногда запускается минут 5. Дать совет по перекачке характеристикам? Нет. Ни в коем случае. Какие советы? Здравствуй, Ростислав. А вы? У меня советы, если я не прошу, давать их не надо. А я не прошу. Так, сейчас чайник закипит, чайничек заварю и погоним. Смотрю, в основном чай гоняешь, какой предпочитаешь? Да мне вообще по барабану особо. Черный, зеленый, пакетик, не пакетик. Вообще пофигу. Ну я люблю манго-дыня. Но если и не его, то вообще пофиг. Я пошел, заварю что-то. Так, ну все, я готов. Погнали. Здорово, злодей. Закончили мы на том, что я отбил муландир. А теперь мы куда-то пойдем. Заручаться помощью других сильных домов, чтобы победить предателей. Чай из листьев коки топовый. Сам сушу, всем, кому давал попробовать, тоже на него подсели. Я сегодня видосик смотрел про подселье, ты сказал. Как девушка, пара, русская девушка, китайский парень, и она ему дает булку с маком, и он: убери, убери, откуда ты это взяла? Я, кстати, не знал, что во многих странах так к маку относятся. Критически. Я всю жизнь на маке. Ну, в смысле, булочки с маком поесть там. А не, что вы подумали? Алло. Ты что-то говорил про союзников.
You said that you have an idea on how we can get more allies to fight the Purity.
Yes, I do. It's someone you're already familiar with. At least, according to your friend Irian. The Iron Falcons.
You want to convince them to join our troops?
Not all of them, obviously. The Field Dog are an even greater threat than the Purity, even if most people nowadays have almost forgotten about them. What I suggest is that we strike a bargain with them. They give us a small division of their elite keepers, and we provide them with twice the amount of foot and maybe engineers to make up for it.
Engineers and infantry for a handful of knights. Is that really worth it?
It is. The Falcons aren't only excellent fighters, Their presence will also inspire our soldiers. They're living legends.
That's not what it seemed like when I was there. High Keeper Aranor almost lost the tomb just because she was too stubborn to cooperate with the Deathmen.
Well, given that the latter now fight for the Harbinger, her mistrust wasn't that unjustified, don't you think? But still, you make a fair point. Keeper Aranor is complicated. But if what the elf told me is true, she learned her lesson.
All right, it's worth a try. When do we set out?
Whenever you want. Thanks to these godstones, it won't take us long to get there. So I'm not expecting this mission to cost us more than a day, 2 at most. We should probably take some troops with us, just in case the canyon is still unsafe.
Fair enough. I'll let you know when we go.
Good.
Ну, я про кондитерский мак и говорил. У нас мак не выращивается, я не знаю, года, наверное, с 2002, может. Но мне лет 10 было, когда я последний раз мак ел со своего огорода. Головку эту отламываешь, высыпаешь просто его и жрешь. Все, а потом началось вот это, что мак как-то как наркотики, там маковое молочко там. И все, и мак у нас уже никто не выращивал. Ну, у бабушек ел там. Мак, там, горох, бобы, ягоды, черника, смородина. Ой, черника, господи. Как... Крыжовник, малина. На огороде росли. А потом вот это вот за наркоманов мак прикрыли всем вообще.
Tahar, how are you feeling? To be honest, I thought you were dead. While you were in that coma, I was unable to read or feel any thoughts and emotions emanating from your spirit. You were like a corpse.
I'm fine.
That's good. There is something else I would like to talk about. Maybe you have guessed it already.
Your friend. Now you know what killed him.
Her. She was a woman, and her name was Mila. But yes, that's right. Now I do. It was your mother. The Shaper.
А с коноплей также одежду из нее делали. У меня есть футболка из конопли. У меня подписчик как раз таки подогнал. Приезжал в Питер. Мы с ним встретились. И он мне подогнал футболку из конопли. Хорошая футболка, кстати. Забористая. Не, без рофлов есть реально хорошая футболка. Такая, ну, материал такой кайфовый. Да я просто, как сейчас помню, что я спрашивал, почему мы мак больше не выращиваем. И мне сказали, что его больше выращивать нельзя. Ну, в смысле, бабушка, почему мака нет? Мак больше нельзя, внучек. Все.
What do you feel?
I don't know. Ultimately, the question I asked myself is, can there be culpability if there was no ill intent? I've done many things which people might consider evil, but then again, I didn't do them out of malice, but because I needed to. Because feeding my urges is the only way for me to survive. I know the situation is slightly different from your mother's. She didn't know her song killed people, but ultimately it did. So the question is she to blame for Mila's death? And if not, who is?
Вина Тахара старшего, да.
It's my father's fault. If he hadn't trapped her, none of this would have happened.
And you wouldn't exist. Isn't that a strange thought? At least I know now what happened. That alone gives me some kind of closure.
Do you hate me now? Or my mother?
No. Hatred is an emotion I rarely feel, if ever. If anything, I feel grief that the person who was dearest to me died such a pointless death.
I see. And what now? Will you stay?
Yes, I will.
Good. We still need your skills.
You do. Let us talk later if there's something to talk about, Tahar.
Привет,
you
расскажи,
for your
пожалуйста,
time.
свои ощущения от Руш-трейдера. Как игра в целом, что понравилось, что нет. Привет, Александр. Игра понравилась очень. Ощущения по большей части позитивные, но есть и негативные моменты. Игре надо время, чтобы ее доделали просто. Она еще сырая. Баги, какие-то недоработки там, сям. И чем дальше ты играешь, тем больше этих недоработок. Я думаю, что, ну, еще полгода, год, и вполне, наверное, будет
Yes, Corporal?
доделана игра.
How can I help?
About you being an assassin. You said that you might be willing to tell me more about that at another time. How about now?
I'm still not certain. The question really is, do you want to know? It might change something.
Such as?
Your perception of me. It is your choice.
Well, I wouldn't have asked otherwise. Tell me.
All right. Where should I begin? Do you remember what I told you about that man who bought me from the Greyfell Bazaar? My owner? I also told you that after an incident, he discovered my talents and made me an assassin.
I remember. But what does that have to do with your morality?
It's complicated. The incident took place at a festivity. A lot of highly influential people were there, servants of the crown, wealthy merchants, nobles. My master knew all of Greyfell's elites. As always, at these festivities, it was my and the other slaves' responsibility to ensure the guests' well-being. It must have been close to midnight when a man took me into his chambers. I'd learned to play long years ago, because resisting only made it worse. This time, however, was different. For some reason, that man wanted me to tell him that I loved him. I did, but he kept on telling me that I should say it like I really mean it. When I couldn't, he got angrier and angrier and started choking me. I had almost lost consciousness when I felt something break. I don't know how else to put it. It was as if my mind simply cracked open, like a crystal ball smashed against a mirror. And all of a sudden, that man and I weren't separate entities anymore.
I don't follow.
My magic, my dreamweavery, that's when it broke free. You probably don't know this, but the only way to become a dreamweaver is by shattering your mind. You are opening yourself to the thoughts and emotions of others, but you lose your own.
Wait, Dreamweavers don't feel and think?
No, we do. But it's differently than normal people. Me. The Iana you're talking with is the result of long work and studying of human behavior. I know how to blend in, to seem like I'm just like you. But the world inside my head is an entirely different one. Again, it is almost impossible to put into words. If you're not
Короче,
a
особенная
dreamweaver
она.
yourself.
What happened to the man?
I killed him. It wasn't a conscious choice, looking back. I even think that shattering my mind was my body's way of ensuring survival. I closed my eyes, reached out for the man's mind, and just crushed it. The man gasped, lost balance, and fell right off the bed. He wasn't dead yet, but unable to move. Like a puppet rid of its strings. At first I was disoriented. But then I felt it, for the first time. The urge.
To kill him?
Yes. To massacre him. Hear his screams. To see his life taken by my hand. I grabbed a lantern that was standing on a bedside table and knelt over him, and... well, you can picture the rest. To get back to your original question, that urge,
Нихера себе история, блин.
it stuck with me. I think that the moment when my mind shattered and I became a dreamweaver was what unlocked it. Ever since then, I've found violence and bloodshed to be ecstatic, erotic even. And when I kill someone, like I killed that man, I feel alive. Actually, it's one of the few times I am capable of feeling anything at all.
And this is why you became an assassin?
Yes. My master introduced me into the craft. Probably because he knew that my dreamweavery had changed me. I wasn't just a slave child anymore. I was a weapon now. More than that, even. I needed what these new tasks my master sent me on provided me with. It had become a basic need of mine. Of course, I briefly considered changing my profession after my master had his accident. But I didn't. Killing is something I need, as much as a child needs the love of his mother. If I don't feed my urge, I will die. Not physically, but mentally. I just know this.
But is there no way to cure you? To return your mind to its original state?
No, there isn't.
That's a lot to take in.
I know. Now tell me, Tahar. Do you regret asking me this question? Knowing all this, do you think I'm a monster?
You're not.
Really? That's unexpected. Anyway, I would like some time for myself now. I hope you understand.
Да, я понимаю.
Now would you...
So, back on your feet again, aren't you? Good, because there's plenty of work ahead of us. Do you think you can handle it? Leading the troops, I mean?
Yeah, I can.
Good. At least all that explains why your aura has always felt so strange. You're not human. At least not entirely.
I guess I'm not.
Makes you more interesting, though. Either way, we'll find a way to get your mother back. What that fucking bastard did will not go unpunished. Trust me on that.
So I guess that means you're staying.
Yeah, you guessed right. At least for now. You're not the only one with an interest in seeing the purity of light have their fucking stakes shoved up their own asses. Now we should probably get back to planning. There's plenty of things we need to do if we want to get Greatfell back from that fanatic.
Right. I'll see you around then.
You will.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Goodbye.
Huh?
Never mind. I'll be going.
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes. I'll be brief. While you were asleep, an elven messenger came by. Varden Merilith, one of the Moorhere scryers from Leafshade, sent him.
Merilith? What did he want?
Only that he needed your help. They, that is, he and a couple of his followers, seem to be somewhere deep in the Leafshade jungle, near the Halayish ruins.
The old Hibernian city. But what do they want there? That's dangerous.
I don't know, Tahar. We will need to find out.
Можешь рассказать сюжет? Ну, это тяжелая игра, чтобы в двух словах рассказать. Но если максимально коротко, мы служили в королевстве какой-то там особой службы, короче. Спецназ местный. Вот, нас отправили на задание. Там люди якобы умирали от лихорадки. Мы выяснили, что они умирали не от лихорадки, и эта штука не заразна. Пытались донести руководству, что проблема не в лихорадке. Они сказали вырезать всю деревню, мы отказались, нас посадили в тюрьму. Нас спас придворный жрец, который исповедует какую-то веру, и сказал, что мы избраны, чтобы спасти всех. По итогу мы выяснили, откуда была эта проблема. Мать главного героя оказалась выжившей из погибшей расы древней. Создательница расы называли, создателя. То есть она была супер, там, грубо говоря, супер человек. Вот. И нас использовал тем самым этот жрец, похитил мать. И теперь пытается нас убить, а мы, соответственно, пытаемся вернуть мать и убить его.
All right. We might look into this.
We should. Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
Это
Tahar?
если супер коротко. Короче, некуда. Но по сути история очень глубокая, на самом деле интересная. Прям вообще классно.
Tahar, what is it?
You knew about my mother, didn't you? That's what you hinted at back at the forge, before we set out to the Eye.
Well, the answer is yes and no. I had suspicions, let us call it that, but they weren't enough to go on, and I had no idea your mother was connected to the Bloodburn.
Why didn't you tell me?
That I believe you might be the result of your father's experiments? That you're the offspring of some long-dead, forgotten race? Tell me, Tahar, what for? I mean, at best, you wouldn't have believed me. And at worst, it would have cost you your sanity. So no, I don't think I should have told you. I didn't know if these suspicions had any substance at all. And I would have been at great risk, especially back then when you were still part of the rebellion.
Where did these suspicions come from? Did my father tell you?
No. And he never found out that I knew. Your father... I don't need to tell you how meticulous he was, do I? That's why he always kept notes of his experiments and studies. I found one, a notebook. The story's actually quite simple. Your father had gone out to meet with Aeolot Iskander, and had tasked me with cleaning up his laboratory.
Really? He never let me into his laboratory.
I know. And he wasn't exactly trustworthy towards me, neither. But you know Asamo. His mood was never what you'd call stable. One day, he'd think the entire rebellion had schemed against him. The next day, he told us that we'd change the world. It was part of his charisma, I guess. Sometimes I think the reason why the Mage Rebellion became so big was less of Asamo's magical powers, rather than his ability to create emotions in his followers. But we digress. So I had found this small booklet on his table. It didn't look important in any way, yet I was immediately curious. I opened it and started reading.
What was in there?
His experiments in the eye. The ancient woman, as he called her. Your creation, these waxwork figures which he tried to infuse with life. It was disturbing. And at the same time, fascinating, as you can imagine.
That book. Did it say anything about how this ritual worked? Andrew said something about how the Shapers conceive differently.
I don't think it can be compared to how two humans reproduce, if that's what you're thinking. But as for the details, I don't know. As I said, I barely had 1 hour. And I only got to the chapter about you in the very end.
Do you still have that book?
No, of course not. I couldn't even read through all of it, else your father would have noticed that I had done nothing of what he had tasked me with. And I have no idea where it is now.
I figured. So, why did he, well, create me? My mother said it was to gain access to the Archfire.
Yes, I think that was the main reason. Though I couldn't help but notice a certain, I don't know, warmth in his words when he described his plans.
Was there?
I know it sounds cynical, Tahar, but yes, there was. Still, I don't think you were just a tool to him. You weren't. Tell me, Tahar, knowing all that, how does it make you feel?
Marvelous.
Yes, I guess that was a stupid question. Either way, I think we both need some time to think. As I said, Tahar, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier, but I simply didn't know what to do.
Что он там за способность получил? После убийства врага воздействует на себя, восстанавливает концентрацию. Крутяк. Разболтал я его. Это, кстати, очень сильная тема. Бля, уже и он смотрится неплохо в пати. Такое чувство, что 4 человека в пати это просто мало.
Let's see.
Хочется 6. Рыжули не открыл?
So you
Нет.
made it after all. Not bad.
You didn't think I would?
No. That sleep you were in. I didn't feel that there was any life left in you. But then again, you always were damn hard to kill to begin with. That new energy inside you, though, that's a different story.
So you can feel it?
That's like standing in front of a bonfire and being asked if you can feel the heat. Yes, Tahar, I can. Anyway, In case you're here to ask, we're staying.
So, you'll help me fight the Purity?
You make it sound as though this thing is somehow your responsibility. It isn't. That fanatic, with his idiotic stories of the All-Father's return, is out for all of us. Especially the orcs, or the other members of the dark races. So yeah, the Fire Wielders will stay.
That's good news. Thanks, Gore.
Don't mention it. Anything else?
Рыжий. А, этой рыжий. Тоже не открыл.
Huh?
Regarding this rain you told me about, I
want to talk about it. I'm not supposed to, but I don't know. I trust you, Tahar, and I've kept silent about this for far too long. Zarek's fangs, this is so silly. I feel like a damn child.
Gore, just spit it out already.
Right. Where do I start? Before becoming a shaman, every disciple has to go through a trial. The Iron Trial, as it's called. I told you that I did most of my training in solitude, didn't I? That wasn't true. 5 years after I entered disciplehood, another orc was accepted by my elder. A female named Rain. She was 2 years younger than me.
I thought only male orcs can be gifted.
No. It's just that for female orcs, it's even rarer to have magic. Which is why there are close to no female shamans.
How did you get along?
Well, at first, I was a complete dick to her. I was jealous and feared for my position. However, she never took offense by it. She fired back at me when I got childish, but at the same time never lowered herself to my level. As the years went by, we became friends. And no, there was no courting or mating involved, if that's what you're thinking. She was more like a sister to me, and one who, unlike my true kin, understood me. Those years in the Orcish steppes, they were special. We spent days, weeks out in the wild, doing whatever our elder tasked us with. And though it was hard, there was beauty in that. We just had this connection between us, this trust.
Sounds like friendship to me.
Yeah, friendship. I never had a connection like that again, and I rarely talk about it. The one time I did, the orc I told it to laughed right in my face. He thought it was ludicrous, a male spending time with a female who wasn't his mate. Stopped laughing when I broke his nose.
But something happened, am I right?
Yeah, the trial did. The sacred test every disciple has to take before he or she can become a shaman. Our elder sent us both at the same time, which was unusual. But of course I was relieved. There was plenty of talk about the Iron Trial, and I was scared.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of
Друг друга
us.
надо было, что ли? Боевой, смертельный поединок, что ли?
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
So what happened?
We, Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
Don't do anything you'd regret later.
I won't. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Barger Gore. They also didn't tell us how to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth, the rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old, forgotten beast, and the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaper glyphs, maybe.
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty. And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone. No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
How is that even possible? Maybe it was an illusion.
That was our first thought too, but it wasn't. That new wall was as solid as every other rock in that hall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days, we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there. As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last. Have you ever had thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
No.
And hope it stays that way. I'd rather bleed out on a pole than experience that again. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out. Our skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as if I was burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a shared dream, almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died, then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood, and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall. That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us. What we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight. Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
Truth be told, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have surprised me either. But for some reason, I don't know. He had known Tahar, our elder, our master. He had known that it would come to this. Yet he still decided to send the two of us out at once.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that. And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me. She said no.
I don't understand.
She wanted me to kill her. She told me that she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway, but that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward, and maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke, and the cave we had found maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet, you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way, no matter the price. It happened when I was asleep. She took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise, just like that. The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in months. I'd like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, and broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
That's cruel.
Maybe. But without cruelty, there isn't life. Don't you too send brothers and sisters into battle, Tahar? Children, fathers. You do it because ultimately, you believe the outcome will lead to a world more desirable. It was the same with Rain and me. We wanted to be shamans, Zarek's chosen, and we both paid the price.
Do you blame yourself sometimes?
Of course I do. But ultimately, it was her choice, and all I can do to honor her now is to respect it.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more? It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death. But she didn't. Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice. One that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this. But, I don't regret it.
Well, thanks for trusting me with this, Gore.
Let me have some time for myself right now, all right? I need to think.
Так. Превращение в демона с огромным запасом здоровья и очень высоким уроном. Демон постоянно теряет здоровье, восстанавливает его с каждым убийством. Изменение облика блокирует все человеческие способности, кроме аур. Нифига себе. Интересно, как это выглядит. Вот это тут история.
You said you know where we can find more allies.
Yes, I do. I'll make it short. The Ash Reavers have invaded the foot of Bargagor. If we defeat them and their leader, like we defeated Krell, their soldiers will join us.
Получается, я просрал способность Урама, что ли? И Андергаста тоже?
So, we head back to Bargagor and defeat them. Sounds simple enough.
Well, yeah. Except for one thing. Kagan, the Ash Reavers chieftain. I think this invasion is about more than gaining new territory. It's personal. He despises me. And that's putting it lightly.
Why? Because you killed Krell?
No. It's more complicated than that. Do you remember the story about my trial? About Rain?
Yeah, I do. You took the shapeshifter's trial together, and she sacrificed herself so that you could live.
Yeah, she did. To get to the point, Kagan is Rain's true brother. To this day, he thinks that I killed her.
Did you ever try to tell him the true story?
We only met once. And yes, I did try to talk to him. It ended in a fight which I won. That disgrace only added to his hatred. And truth be told, that was my last attempt to convince him. I knew it was fruitless. Our tribes lived weeks of journey from each other. And, well, the memory of Rain's sacrifice is painful enough for me as it is. I just wanted it buried. Somewhere in the dark corners of my mind where I'd never have to face it again. Which, as you can guess, didn't work. I still have nightmares.
I see. And that's why he invaded Bargagor.
It must be. Bloodthirsty as the Ash Reavers are, there is no reason for them to start a war with the Fire Wielders, especially now that we unified them. He must have heard that I'm behind this, and that rekindled his hatred for me. In other words, we need to stop him, and as fast as possible. According to one of my sources, the Purity is also planning to start an attack on Bargagor. The Fire Wielders should be able to hold them at bay, but not if they have to wage war against the Ash Reavers at the same time.
So what's the plan? Return to Bargagor, drive back the Ash Reavers, and kill Kagan?
If all else fails, yes, we will kill him, for the sake of my people, and for our cause. But he's Rain's last living kin, so I want to first try reasoning with him instead. There must be a way to convince him that I'm not a liar, that I didn't kill his sister.
All right. I'll tell you when we head out.
Yes, Chieftain Czar already left before you woke up to get an idea of the situation. I know time is sparse, but we should leave as soon as possible. And thank you, Tahar. I appreciate it.
What do we need?
Жалко, конечно. Ну ладно. Таков путь. Я еще с Ирией не базарил. Ну вот это интересно выглядит. У Гора тоже выглядит прикольно. У Изгрима фуфло.
Ah, I was hoping you'd come by. That was quite the surprise visit, wasn't it? The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say that. How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
The blast? Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new. One of the perks of being a light mage. Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father? I would have never guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another. Now I feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
We can still save her.
Yeah, I know. And we will. Blazes. How crazy does that all sound? A half-shaper whose mother's spirit has been stolen by a religious fanatic. If all this weren't actually happening, I'd think I'd be watching a bad play. Though you'd definitely be the tragic hero in this, and I don't envy you.
Ради разнообразия нам не помешает немного
A bit of
нормальности.
normality would be nice for a change.
I can imagine. Tell me, Tahar, if you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know about your mother and how you were born?
Well, what about you? Your father also never told you who your mother was. Would you want to find out?
Good question. On the one hand, yes, I think I would. But then again, I never made any serious efforts to find out. I guess in the end it wouldn't have really mattered. She is dead, I know that much. And whether she was a priestess of the White Tree or a slum dweller, it wouldn't have changed the fact that she wasn't there when I grew up. But you're a different story. Your mother is still alive. And she's a shaper. I mean, doesn't that change everything? Would you really have wanted to know?
Yes. It's always better to know the truth.
Is it? Sometimes I wonder if the truth doesn't just make it all worse. Anyway, shaper or not, it's good to have you back. Honestly, there were times when I was worried you wouldn't ever wake up again.
I'm touched.
You better be. Anyway,
I'm
in
touched.
case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
Thanks, Iria. I really appreciate it.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
Сейчас, ребят, баки спущу. Так, здесь продолжаем диалог.
What's next?
Corporal? Need anything?
You never told me why you fled Finnonmere.
Fair enough. You've given me little reason to distrust you, so... Oh well. Let's just get this over with. I already told you about my father. How to him I had always been more of an asset. Well, after my father died, I decided to become a novice.
A novice?
Someone aspiring to be a priest of Ellen. I don't know why I did it. It was something my father had always considered a backup plan if an arranged marriage wouldn't work out. Part of it was probably because obeying my father was all I knew at that time.
What does life as a priest of Ellen look like?
Boring. Though not as boring as a Northander monk's life. You are free to have family and to indulge in the earthly pleasures. Still, your life is devoted to worship. And for a priest of Ellen, that means healing the sick and preserving Ellen's greatest gift, nature.
Was it difficult to receive the novitiate?
Not for me. First of all, I was a good candidate. I was still very young, not even in my 30s. And I already knew a great deal about magic and healing. Secondly, I was, after all, pure blood. That helped as well.
But something happened.
Yes. In my first year, I fell in love. That crazy, hot-blooded, head-over-the-heels kind of love that the bards all sing about. The boy felt the same way, and for the next year it was, well, it was perfect. It was the two of us against the world. Maybe you know that feeling.
What was his name?
Doesn't matter.
And the priests didn't mind?
Priestesses. Only women are allowed to teach. And no, they didn't. Elves consider love to be a blessing of Ellen. Forbidding it would be near absurd. I have no clue where your monks got that idea from. Though, of course, that boy and I tried to, restrain ourselves when the situation demanded it.
And I guess your romance didn't end well.
You guess right. But it was more than that. You know, I told you how I always felt estranged around other people. I knew how to put on a smile, how to make myself fit in, but it was always fake. Shallow. With him, it was different. Dramatic as it may sound, I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Then there was the novitiate. Despite all the time I sunk into doing the crazy things lovers often do, I never failed as a student. Or, no, let's put it another way. I was the best, in every aspect.
Which didn't sit well with some people.
No. And eventually, they made sure I felt it. They excluded me from everything, stared at me when I walked by. It hurt, yes, but I convinced myself it didn't. I've always been good at that.
But what happened?
My lover's friends started manipulating him. Telling him that I only saw him as my pet, that he was a failure, and that I only kept him around to feel good about myself.
That's toxic.
It was. And their seeds met fertile ground. You see, we novices all knew that only 4 out of 20 will be granted priesthood at the end of our training. And being a failed novice leaves you with a mark you'll keep for the rest of your life. It all looked peaceful on the surface, but beneath that it was an arena. And these other novices, they made sure my friend became aware of that fact. To him, I started being a rival as well. And do you want to know the biggest joke of it all? I didn't see it. The idea that, I don't know, that he would listen to them. That he would ever reach a point where he'd put what we had below his hurt pride and his fears. It never crossed my mind.
So what happened?
Well, he knew I was curious by nature, so one night when we were in bed together, he suddenly asked me if I wanted to go on an adventure. Of course I said yes. So we snuck out into the cloister's courtyard. It was beautiful. The night was cloudless, and the old oak, our cloister shrine, had just begun to bloom. We made our way to the library building, but of course the door was locked. Out of nowhere, he pulled a key, grinning at me, and opened it. It was insane. As you can imagine, priests aren't known for being lenient towards these kinds of trespassings. We were risking our novitiate, and I didn't even know the reason, but I liked it. And we were doing it together, weren't we? It was exciting. He took my hand and we went to the High Priestess's office. We opened the door and went inside, and there he finally told me what we were here for. To open the grimoire, the High Priestess's spellbook.
Whatever that is, it sounds like that was a terribly bad idea.
It was. It was a stupid idea. And if I hadn't been so blind, so bloody naive, I should have seen it by then. But I didn't.
What did he ask you to do?
To open it and try to read one of the spells. He teased me. Told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, saying it like that. It sounds so bloody stupid, doesn't it? But again, I was too blind. I laughed. I wanted to impress him, so I gave him a kiss. Opened the page and started saying the words. Long story short, I lost control. The spell was too much for me to handle and it misfired. One moment I was staring at the pages, the next one, the library was aflame and my lover was gone.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I was the one too stupid to see it coming.
How far did that fire spread?
Not far. It was put out before it could do real damage. But, of course, that was the end of novitiate. I was thrown into the cell of shame and sentenced to 12 years of polishing prayer banks and cleaning floors in the shrine.
Did you try to tell the priestesses the whole story?
No, I just sat there and smiled. Of course I did. But my love had all his friends to back him up. To them, it wasn't even a trial. It was a feast.
Your lover, did he regret it?
I think so. The only bloody gratification I ever got from this. But even if he would have confessed and begged me to take him back, I couldn't have. All that connection, that trust, it was gone. Worse, it was tainted.
But you never did polish those prayer banks, am I right?
No. In the night after the trial, they still let me sleep in my chamber. Thoughtlessness, I suppose, or maybe they simply didn't care. I got my things, left, and never came back. So, here it is, the whole truth. No dark secrets, no assassinations, no necromantic rituals. Just a plain old broken heart. Compared with all that shit you had to go through, it almost sounds ludicrous.
It doesn't. Being betrayed by someone you trust often hits the hardest.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't get it. How could he give all that up? I mean, there was something between us, you know? Something rare, something precious. But no, he threw it all away for his fucking vanity. But in a way, it's just a continuation of what I've always known. Wherever I am, I'm a stranger. People don't like me, and I don't like them.
For what it's worth, I'm glad our paths crossed.
Yeah, me too, Corporal. Me too. I'd like some space now. I hope you don't mind. Let's talk later.
Так, а у нее чё? Воскрешается она после смерти. Бля, я реально просрал, получается, способности Андергаста и Урама, потому что что-то не то навыбирал. Блять. Но все переслушивать я уже не буду. Мы уже 3 часа слушаем. Жалко, конечно. Играл ли в игры Total War? Конечно. Of course. Ну ладно, может потом пати еще поменяем. Но Возрождение тоже не очень сильно звучит, если честно. Еще с этим надо будет побазарить. Но у Гора я не знаю, насколько он силен становится с этой фигней. Тут надо смотреть. Какую ауру качать ему? Жестокости на скорость аура. А, так я сюда и иду. Я иду сюда. Просто смотрю, что еще кто делает. Это я так смотрю, кто что делает еще. Кажется, он Дургаста тут что-то сильное. Ладно, потом подумаем, есть еще.
Understood.
Бля, ну наконец-то мы договорили. Реально где-то 1,5 часа диалогов. Ну, все очень классно озвучено, все очень лампово, душевно, атмосферно.
Interesting.
Ой, офигительная игра.
Well.
Oh, great. Another one. How often do you want me to tell you? I'm not a spy, and I'm not with Purity.
Wait! You're their leader, aren't you? Corporal Tahar.
Yes?
Well, then maybe you can tell these fools to let me go. Blazes, I knew it was stupid to take that job.
So, who are you? And what were you doing in Farland's Hope?
As I told this bloody brute who captured me, I'm just a courier, and someone paid me to deliver a message to a Corporal Tahar. I had no idea it was the Corporal Tahar, and had I known, I would have told that guy who gave me the job to sod off.
Who was it?
Well, he was wearing a hood, so he obviously didn't want to be recognized, but he had a brown beard, was about your height, and had, I don't know how to put it, a certain sadness in his eyes.
But he didn't look dangerous and paid good coin, so I took it.
Can I see this message?
Oh, finally, someone who asks. Yes, it's in my coat pocket, and no, there's no poison in there to kill you.
Let me see. A meeting in Everlight. From a friend.
A friend, you see? Can I go now?
I'll think about it.
What the... Blazes, what's wrong with you people? What do you want from me?
As I said, I'll think about it. Just stay put.
As if I had a fucking choice.
Yes?
Нет, такое я вряд ли играть буду. Ох уж эта рисовочка до глубины души. До глубины души. Так. Пойдем во Всесвет сходим. Там же еще торговцы новые. Ну, в смысле, обнова товаров.
Corporal, now would you look at that?
Let's go. 5 торговцев.
Yes? Want to trade?
Амулет мертвых. После убийства врага
The letter said I should come
пробужденный
along.
призывается
What was
на
that?
поле боя.
Nothing. Sorry. Let's see.
Это такое?
Yes, yes, come closer.
Или это каждый мертвый будет призываться? О! Это мы берем. Красиво город сделан. Да. Ты вообще посмотри просто, насколько красиво сделан город. Прям вообще какой-то писец. И вспомните вчерашний Штормгейт так. Из негатива.
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm
Так,
sure I have just what you need.
лук есть, только я Ирию возьму.
Ah, yes. Armors and shields, everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords.
Ну, баночка.
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wearer.
Пламенный длинный меч. Так, это надо сравнивать с Урамом. Двойной урон ледяным существам. Окей. Здесь что? Топор.
A fair offer.
Это так себе.
Fine.
Так, ну давайте банки бахнем. Так, ну погнали дальше.
Bertrand, what? Did you send the message?
Well, otherwise I wouldn't be here, would I? And no, this isn't an ambush. The Harbinger doesn't know I'm here, and if he found out, well, it would get unpleasant. Look, Tahar, I don't know where to begin. I'm so sorry for what Lacane did. Taking your mother, trying to kill you? It's horrible.
Did you know?
No, I didn't. He always spoke very highly of you, even though you were a mage. I don't think anyone within the Purity knew the bigger picture. But now that I do, it makes sense. He needs the power of the Shaper Woman to open the gate. I just don't understand why he would try to kill you. By guiding the Harbinger to the Shaper Woman and ending the Bloodburn, you serve the All-Father just as he foresaw it.
The Shaper Woman is my mother.
I know, and I can imagine how hard this is for you. But she was also responsible for the Bloodburn.
Then why are you here? Have you broken ties with the Purity?
What? No, of course not. I'm here because I'm worried about you. I know what you are planning to do, taking back Greyfell. You can't win this, Tahar, and all you will achieve is cause even more suffering. Aeonir will return. It's a divine plan, and it is the Purity's responsibility to see it through. The longer you struggle, the more bloodshed you will cause.
We will cause? We aren't the ones hunting down mages, conquering cities, and forcing our faith down other people's throats.
Blazes, Tahar! Do you really think this is easy for me? I know we were forced to do some things you might have trouble understanding, but it is for the greater good. As the Harbinger once said, this world, it's like an ulcer, a cancerous growth. The only way to change it is by cutting off the ulcer, and that is always painful. So yes, I know there are people who might consider us evil, but that's because they don't see the bigger picture. They don't see the beauty that lies ahead if only we cleanse this world and open the gates. In 100 years from now, we will be remembered as pioneers, as heroes, whereas you will be the ones who stood in the way of change, only because you refused to see the truth.
You don't even have proof, for heck's sake. All you have is some madman's prophecies of some vague fantasy world, and yet you use it to justify the murder of thousands.
It's not a fantasy! Damn it, Tahar! If you would have seen what I have, you would fall down on your knees and ask the All-Father for forgiveness for what you just said. But it's always like that. The key to a peaceful world was always in our hand, yet we don't use it, simply because we refuse to see.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but there is no solution. The Harbinger attacked Mullendir, and his intent is to hunt down every single mage on Io. We have no choice.
You do. You could run.
What?
I said you could run. You and your friends. Disband your army, go into hiding, conceal your magic until it is all over and the All-Father has returned. The waves will calm. I just know it. Then you will see that we were right, and no one else needs to die.
Apart from the ones who refuse to give up, or who are unlucky enough to be hunted down by your Lightbringers.
They could do the same. And if only they had a hint of reason, they would. Only a fool tries to fight the troll with a sword made of wood.
What would the Harbinger do if I told him of this meeting?
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't stab someone in the back who tried to help you.
I can't, Bertrand. I want this as little as you do, but Lacane still has my mother. I need to save her.
Well, I had a feeling you would say that. Then it seems the only way to settle this is more bloodshed. I never imagined it would ever come to that, you know? And I hope it hadn't.
Ну а на что он рассчитывал-то вообще, алло, дядь? Серьезно? Да, серьезно. Блин, я все думаю между Урамом и Рохином. Не могу придумать. Мне нравится, что Рохин очень хорошо защищен. Прям очень хорошо. Так, куда нам лучше теперь пойти? Пойдем-ка к оркам сначала. Хотелось увидеть немножко насилия. Сейчас будет насилие. Мне кажется, причем много.
want you to speak to 3 of my men. Elder Zilrak, Chieftain Zar, and Foreman Urash. They'll all want to discuss strategies with you regarding our upcoming fight against the Ash Reavers.
All right. What about you? Don't you want to have a say in this?
Tahar, I'm loyal to my people, but not stupid. You've won many battles, and you'll win this one. I may be a leader, but I'm not a strategist. I'll wait here. Come back once you've spoken with them.
High Chieftain Gore! High Chieftain Gore!
Do I know you?
Zarek. I'm a tracker. Chieftain Zar sent me to welcome you.
Ah, good. Where are they? And what's the situation?
Bad. The Ash Reavers have started to put up their cow to the northeast. And the Paleskins...
The Purity.
Yes, the Purity. They are only a 2-day march from the mountain.
2 days. That's not a lot of time.
It isn't. Zarek, where's Zar now? And the other ones I asked him to gather.
They are waiting for you.
Good. Tahar, I won't lie.
Блин, орками играть.
But we have to win it before the Purity arrives.
Не очень хочется ими.
Who are these advisors? How can they help us?
You'll see.
Didn't you want to try diplomacy first?
This is diplomacy, Tahar. The Orcish version. If we'd let Kagan know we're here before we've gathered some force, he'd simply crush us. Never seek reconciliation without a display of strength.
That's the way. We should get moving.
Tahar, High Chieftain Gore told me you'd come.
Are you okay?
This is Stunner. Yes, just a tick of mine.
Ah. Gore said you wanted to discuss something with me regarding our battle with the Ash Reavers.
Yes, it's simple. What resources do you want us to harvest while we set up this cow?
We should be fighting now.
Balance it out.
Good. What about the tools for our workers? I can order some smiths to improve some of them, but not all.
That's a tough one. We'll need wood above anything else. Make sure our lumberjacks' axes are sharp.
Understood. Have you spoken with the other advisors already? If not, you should do it now. Stay safe, Tahar. May your blood never boil.
Sure.
Tahar, Zauraka.
Greetings. Gore said we should talk to you regarding our strategy against the Ash Reavers.
Yes. Within the next 2 days, we need to turn this cow into a fortress. And since you've proven more than once that you're one heck of a commander, Gore wanted you to decide how. The first choice we need to make is what kind of fighters to pick to lead our defenses. We don't know Kagan's strategy, so normal axe wielders might be our best bet. Then again, maybe Kagan thinks the same thing. In that case, a pack of warg riders would be devastating. Lastly, we could place our bets on K-Ran hunters and attack from the distance. What do you say, Tahar?
А ты
You're
что
a
думаешь?
chieftain. What's your opinion on this?
Warg riders. The Ash Reavers were always known for their head-on assaults in large numbers, and the wargs might be the perfect counter for that.
Значит, сосредоточься на охотнике.
Let's go with the K-Ran hunters. Kagan would expect that.
All right. What about expanding? Kagan is still busy with building his cow, so we could either try to gain as much ground as we can now, or put our efforts into fortifying the sectors we already control instead.
Укрепляемся.
Let's fortify. We must protect the heart of our base at all costs.
I agree with you on that. Anyway, we're through. Best I get started on the preparations now. See what the other advisors have to say, will you? I know it's a rare thing for an orc to say, but the better we think this through, the easier the fight will be. May your blood never boil, Tahar. I'll see you on the battlefield.
If your life depends on it.
The Shaper Child. And so we meet again.
How do you know about this?
Because Gore told me. Also, I already sensed there was something different about you when we first met. But don't worry, most of us don't. They all know something happened to you inside that dungeon, but not what exactly. Though your new powers certainly invite speculation.
I guess they do. So, you wanted to talk tactics?
Tactics? Yes. I suppose you could call it that. This altar here, it has been in Bargagor for as long as we orcs have existed. To put it short, it's a gateway to Zarek's powers. If you know how to harness it, which I do, and I want to bless you with it. So, there are 2 blessings I can bestow upon you. The first one will allow you to call down fire from the sky, which we can directly aim against Kagan's troops. The second one is a blessing that will allow you to use the altar's power to put some of Zarek's fire into our fighters' blood, which will make them strong, very strong.
Calling fire from the sky sounds pretty useful.
Agreed. Then step back. This won't be easy. It's done. You will be able to call upon the power by touching the altar. Just promise me this. Whatever you choose to use it for, do it with respect.
I will, Elder Zilrach. Thank you.
No, Tahar. If there's anyone who owes thanks, it's me. If it wasn't for you and Gore, Krell would have led the Fire Wielders into extinction. Before you go, there's one more thing. Did you ever hear of Black Ash?
I have. It's a very rare material your kind uses to imbue weapons, isn't it? Just as humans use Arya.
Correct. Our elite fighters, our shamans, they couldn't do what they do without the ash. We'll need it in our fight against Kagan. So, be on the lookout.
Where does this black ash come from?
They are leftovers. When the renegade gods fought the Guardians, there was, as you can imagine, a lot of destruction. The black ash is what remained of the trees Zarek's fires burned down.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Good. If you've talked to Urash and Zara, you should go see Gore now. He will want to have a word with you. Until then, Tahar, may your blood never boil.
Что-то сейчас будет тяжко, похоже. У меня вообще нет улучшений для орков.
I take it you've talked to the advisors.
Yeah, we're all set.
Я думал, что дальше я буду выбирать, с кем
We
играть.
set our plan in motion.
Всегда.
Once we've finished our preparations, we'll march towards Kagan's Cal and try to reason with him. I'm not expecting this to take more than a couple of hours. Half a day at most.
Let's begin.
Good. I'll send out word. Just stay alert, Tahar. The Ash Reavers aren't known for their intrigues, but Kagan's hatred might get the better of him.
I still can't believe we're doing this. Walking right into the lion's jaws.
I owe that to Rain.
As you want.
Я уже понял, что так же будет с людьми-эльфами. Так что надо будет купить их чертежи.
actually came. I'm impressed, Gore. So what do you want? Have you come to surrender? I have to say your K-Ran hunters were something I didn't expect. Good trick, though not good enough. For what it's worth, they faced their death like true orcs. Didn't expect any less of them.
I'm not going to surrender, and you know that.
Of course I do. Just as much as you know that I wouldn't let you, even if you wanted to. Then...
I didn't kill her, Kagan. I didn't.
Quiet.
She did it. She gave her life for me, damn it. I told her not to do it. I told her that I didn't want to be a shaman if it meant killing my own sister. But she just wouldn't listen. Kagan, do you have any idea how hard it is to go on living as if nothing happened? Trying to forget this nightmare every goddamn day?
Liar! You fucking pathetic lying piece of shit! Zarek's fangs, I should fucking kill you right where you stand! Giving her life for a weakling like you? Why, Gore? Why? Why would she ever have done that?
I don't know. I just don't know.
That's right, you don't! And even if she had, even if what you told me wasn't the most cowardly, pathetic lie ever spoken by an orc, why did you go on? Why? If it was so hard for you, why didn't you just renounce Zarek altogether? Or even better, throw yourself off that bloody mountain? Why? I swear, Gore, by nightfall, you and your little pale-skinned friends' heads will all be on pikes right where I'm standing. The crows picking out your bloody eyes. I fucking swear it.
Gore isn't lying.
You'd know.
Quiet. What's that?
Take them down! In the name of the light!
Balrak, kill
For the name of Solaria. Так, я вот что-то запутался, что нажимать-то надо лучше. О. Нихера себе там. Урончик.
Really?
Balraka, this is bad.
Why in blazes is the purity here? I thought they were still a 2-day march away.
Seems they weren't. They couldn't have picked a worse time. Now both the Purity and the Ash Reavers will try to destroy us.
So I'm guessing negotiating with the Ash Reavers is off the table.
I don't know. There needs to be a way to convince him. There must be.
How? He doesn't believe you, Gore.
I know. Maybe. Yes. Yes, that could work. If we take out the Purity first, then Kagan might be forced to cooperate.
Forced? Why?
For the same reason we beat Krell. Orcs, the Ash Reavers more than any other tribe, respect strength. If we show them how we crush the enemy before Kagan does, they might lay down their arms as a sign of respect.
And then? Kagan still won't forgive you.
Maybe not, but I have to try.
Lay down their arms as a sign of respect? Sorry, Gore, but that plan sounds shaky at best. Kagan wants us dead, and his warriors know it.
Yes, Tahar, I know for heck's sake. But this is the only option we have. Though you're the commander, if you think there's no other way than to kill Kagan, fine. We'll do it your way. But whatever we do, we need to do it now.
I'll think on it.
Ну, давайте от ролеплея мы убьем сначала свет. Я так понимаю, свет внизу, да?
Tahar, you have a moment?
What is it?
I think I have an idea. It may sound crazy, but it could help us immeasurably. You remember that demon from Aeonir's Blade? The Zarek Nar?
The Tribe Eater. Yes. What about it?
Well, long story short, there's one nearby. And I think I could wake it. It would take me some time, and I probably can't control it forever, but I can send it on to Kagan and the Purity first. It will be quite the show.
Sounds like a plan. How do we summon that thing?
See, this is why I like you, Tahar. I'll need a place that will allow me to channel my power. But don't worry, there's one nearby. I've been there before. Just take me to it and we'll get going.
Все это время идет время. Понимаете, еще прикол в чем? Так, я уже забыл, как играть за орков. Вообще. Еба. Вообще. Ну точно одного надо сюда сажать сразу. Военную яму строить. Ее же нет, правильно? Нет. Так, далее. Нас интересует охотничий домик, лесопилка и солелка и каменотесня.
All right, this is it. Just make sure I'm protected while I'm invoking the ritual, all right?
I will.
Good. Now step back. This'll be fun. Here we go. Damn, Tahar, look at that thing. Isn't it glorious?
That's one way to call it.
Yes, of course.
А что надо делать-то теперь?
What?
А, он с нами, ебать. Все понял. Что умеет? Приступ ярости. 900 урона. Встать. Я сразу и не понял. Да, орки шляпа вообще лютая. Камни требуется дофига. Еще и дома надо строить.
As you require. A fine plan.
Тише, тише, братик. Ну все, сейчас мы его разберем. Я просто не думал, что тут какой-то тип бывает еще такой. Страшный. Ой-ой. Блин, что-то вообще не подготовлен я к микрухе сейчас. Абсолютно. Стоп, это не казарма, ля, ёб твою мать. А мне нужна военная яма. Мне даже построить негде. Let me know. Кто там у нас? Under attack. Да. Помикрить придется. Так, древо добычи. Сюда. Камень куда? То есть камня нет. Железо есть. Так, лутаемся. Идем вниз. Казарма, получается, у нас... Блять, это опять не казарма? Подождите, а где казарма? Или они... А, они все строят здесь. Ёперный театр. Это я... Бестолочь. О, кстати, это топчик.
What do we need? This will be a masterpiece.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Как много трудностей. О, тут орки какие-то.
What do you want? Let's get this over with. We start running. You'll regret this.
Interesting. So, you're the infamous Tahar. Huh. Not what I expected.
Who are you?
Zugan, Zalraka Tahar. We're fire wielders too, but we were out on an
Здорово, Кирилл.
expedition for the past moon. Seems that we got back just in time.
Так, в бой
Good
вступаете.
timing. You should join the fight.
I can't wait.
As you want.
Paleskin.
Так, вы домой тоже. Дом махаться будете.
This will be a
Expansion is the key
masterpiece.
to victory.
Just say the word. Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
Леса люто не хватает, да, нам? Почему?
We're under attack.
What's next?
Ой-ой-ой.
Yes, of course.
И встать. Так, давайте-ка сначала с этим покончим.
We're under attack.
Чувство урона вешаем. Так, еще один готов. Здорово, как игра, стоит ли своих денег? Игра вообще огонь. Имхо. Ну, это имхо.
We're under attack.
Потом мы тут все залутаем, обойдем.
This will be a masterpiece. We should get moving.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
All right.
Yes?
Make it quick.
What?
Danger up ahead.
Child's play.
What is it?
Здорово, Артем, как ты там? Наслушался? А, вы на минорте.
Well.
Активируй.
Спасибо. You read my mind.
Fine. Let's see what we can do. More fighting. Does this never
Ого,
end?
это кто такой? Железнорожденный.
Healing. Healing.
As you require.
Yes.
They got one of our heroes.
Но он не того воскрешает, алло, ёба, блядь.
Blasted armor.
You have my attention.
This is fascinating.
Fine.
Corporal. Will do.
А здание я тяжело ломаю, конечно.
Yes.
Everything has an end.
Yes.
What?
Please.
Под починкой так точно.
We're under attack.
Так, ладно, что тут, дрова пошли? Нет, до сих пор в минусе, да ядрить. Станьте, пожалуйста, покучней.
I will leave it. Danger up ahead.
Fine.
What's next?
Fine. Just say the word.
Let me know what you need.
Yes?
Yes?
Building completed.
This looks like a suitable place.
Yes?
Yes?
Expansion is the key to
We're
victory.
under attack.
What do we need?
Just say the word.
What do we need?
They will fall. Our workers are under attack. Our workers are under attack. Building completed.
Just say the word.
We should get moving.
We're under attack.
Everything has an end.
Ядрить тут.
Building completed. Building completed.
say the word. Yes.
Or the fire wielders!
Captain, we lost a set.
Healing.
Whatever's next.
Таких типов очень тяжело убить. Где он сдох там? Ладно, его уже оттуда не резнуть. Ой, бля. Отступаем. Блин, из-за того, что моделька стоит позади, то я не могу его резнуть. А когда у тебя день рождения, Кирилл? Ой, ля, капец, тут сохранение давно. Пипец.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
3 июня. О, 3-го.
Let's see what we can do.
Можно попробовать. Блин, ну у орков эко дебильные. Это факт. Прям вообще дебильные. И похоже, что лучше Рохина все-таки вместо Урама. Мне так кажется. Вышки вообще мусор тут тоже.
This way, right?
I'll keep you shielded.
So, you're the infamous Tahar.
Who are
Zugan? It doesn't matter.
Well, good.
I can't wait.
Да, в этот раз тут вся армия сдохла, пока я...
Let us make this quick. Stay away from their claws.
Больно вообще. Не, у меня плохая пати. Я вам без этого типа вообще развалюсь. Да я знаю, что нужно больше леса. Где ж мне его взять? Это у меня какой-то пожиратель племен. Отсос мой.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
We're in for a fight.
О, ебать.
Building completed.
What is it?
Yes. Got it.
Corporal? Everything has an end. Let's see.
These nails are rough. Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
Там еще орки у меня захватывают.
They will fall.
Fine.
Expansion
This
is the
looks
key
like a
to
suitable
victory.
place.
Chieftain, the
А я тут
outpost
мучаюсь
has
от того, что у меня
been built.
леса
Our
нет.
borders have expanded.
Sure. Child's play.
Реально широкий.
I will do
Leave
as
it
I
to
must.
me.
Если из гриму не качать выносливость, он щит не может взять. Хотя почему у меня 9 выносливости? Я не помню, почему у меня 9 выносливости. Что-то я надевал, похоже.
Building completed.
Yes?
They will fall.
Well, let's see what we can do. Yes?
Danger up ahead.
Building completed.
О, лес
You know
появился.
what you need.
More folk. Does this never end?
Building completed.
Годзилла регенится, так я ее сам хиляю. Так что, считай, регенится.
Child's play.
Просто убейте вот эту тему, не надо переагриваться ни на кого.
Let us make this quick.
И теперь можно остальных бить. Блин, из-за Годзиллы я не могу хильнуть своих малых.
You read my mind.
This looks like a suitable
We're
place.
under attack.
Yes.
What's next? Will do. What do we need?
Yes? I will do as I must.
Yes. Whatever necessary.
We're under attack. Chieftain, the outpost has
Когда
been
будем
built.
здесь вышки
Our
строить,
borders have expanded.
через 50 секунд эти придут. Чучелы.
We're under attack.
Где железо?
Yes.
Corporal.
Ну давайте. Праведный свет. You wanna fight? Let's fight.
Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
Нам просто нужны катапульты. Но у орков же нет катапульт, да? Вон, о, идет. Бля, 6000 хп, вообще лютый. 170 чистого урона. Очень мощный тип. Вообще нереально мощный.
Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
What is it?
Да не, урам хорош, у него там чистый урон. Как ни крути, это круто. Очень круто причем. Такс.
We're under attack.
Corporal?
Everything has an M.
Niehauf's hammer. That's the one you fought in Mullendeer.
Дикари, по-моему, да, бьют хорошо.
What's next?
Another illusion.
Oh, Rock. That guy is seriously starting to get on my nerve.
Так, дикари, охотники, разорители. Не, разорители, по-моему, бьют осадки. По-моему. Так, ладно.
Leave it to me. What?
Давайте немножечко уделим время экономике. Надо хавку делать. Тут есть рабочие. Хавка на Е. А как ферму построить? А вот.
Building completed.
Нет, не охотник.
Let me know what you need.
А, на R. Все. Давай, Петр, счастливо. Так, здесь у нас есть камень. Мы его уже добываем. Нормас. Ну, надо, в принципе, все апгрейды сделать, мне кажется. Я сделал апгрейды, но на улучшенные добычи леса, и мне не хватает леса. Как это так? А, я тебя реально предупреждаю последний раз. Я тебе каждый стрим говорю, в следующий раз я тебя просто забаню. My passion is over, как говорится.
easy.
Я не буду играть так, как хотите вы, чтобы я играл.
Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
This way, right? Fine.
We're under attack.
We should be fighting now.
О, боевые... А, чертеж нужен. Фак.
Building completed. Building completed.
Fine. Finally. Yes? I will do as I must. Corporal?
All right.
Well.
Дамажит здание.
We finished researching a new technology.
Да.
This looks like a suitable place.
Ну, хорошо дамажит.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders.
Так, что у нас в этой кузне?
We're under attack.
Yes? We should get moving.
As you want. A fine plan.
Здесь у нас собиратель пепла.
What is it?
We're under attack.
Child play.
More fighting.
You read my
Does this
mind.
never end?
Yes.
Building completed.
Просто рецов сейчас лишим.
Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
Опять леса нет. Ой, ой, я сейчас не успею сюда.
We're under attack.
Yes, of course.
Good news. We finished researching a new technology.
Псина. Он с другой стороны напал.
What's next?
Are you High Chief?
Probably.
Catch the Ash Reapers. I know. And I also know the only reason for this battle is Kagan's hatred.
Make this quick. A fine plan.
Damn it. We lost a set.
We can do. Everything has an end.
Don't we have workers for that?
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded. We're under attack.
Let me know what you need.
Got it.
Значит, нам нужны лагеря, где есть железо.
Just say the word.
Huh?
Too much standing around.
А, еды не хватает еще. Ну, пипец.
We're under attack.
Corporal?
Давай сюда иди.
Just say the word.
Well, yes. We're under attack.
That way? Got it.
Yes?
Building completed. Building completed. Our warriors
Да, игра
are
не
up.
быстрая.
Let's find more food.
They will fall.
Building completed.
Надо базу ему убить просто.
Easy.
All right. I will do as I must.
Вот прям в базу тыкнуть просто и все.
We're under attack.
What do we need?
Anyway, the purity's gone. At least for now. Let's go see Kagan.
And you're sure his warriors won't attack us?
They won't. The Ash Reavers may be
А было
savage,
можно сделать
but they're still
давно.
orcs. Come
I
now.
can't control him much longer, Tahar. Get ready.
О, теперь с ним махаться. Ну, это ладно.
Building completed.
There it goes. Beautiful fight, though.
It's dead.
Fight, да.
Blazes. What a beast.
Все. Mission completed. Level up у нас, кстати. Так, Андергаст. Андергастович. Так. Годзилла стал врагом? Да, он был на время призван. И ему типа этот управлял. Урам. Не такая тяжелая миссия, как я думал. Короче, главное главку убивать и все.
Interesting. Certainly. Fine.
Пришли на переговоры с толпой. Боевой запал. Надо будет внимательно здесь пробежаться, посмотреть все.
Don't we have workers for that?
Expansion is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Let's see.
Let's see what you...
Yes, of course.
Тут нигде чертежи не валяются.
Building completed.
What? Alright, why not?
Chieftain.
We should get moving.
Will do.
Corporal?
A fine plan.
Blasted armor.
Now would you look at that?
Здесь наверху окажется какой-нибудь сундук.
Yes.
Нет.
Well. Uh-huh.
Sure.
Привет, Гектор. На втором канале идет на ютубе. Идрить, у него тут армия. Ёпс тудей. Сейчас он такой.
Yes, you killed the pale skins, so doesn't change a thing, Gore.
Your horde won't like that.
Oh, really? Do you have any idea what I did to be here, Gore? They may respect you now, yes, but they won't dare to refuse an order. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll have your goddamn head on a pike. Now get back to your cow. We'll settle this on the battlefield.
No. There's been enough orc blood shed. This ends here and now.
You want to challenge me? Here, in my own camp? My men will slaughter you like a fucking pig.
I'll do it for them.
Gore, what are you doing? Put that knife away, now!
No. Remember when you asked me how I could just go on, Keegan? I can't. But I did it, because it was what she would have wanted. But it seems that the only way I can make you believe me is by doing what I wanted to do all along the way. End it. Once and for all. I'm sorry, Tahar.
Killing yourself won't bring her back to life. You know that, right?
It's not about that. I hope it.
Stop! Are you deaf? I said stop! I believe you, damn it, I believe you. But that doesn't mean I forgive you. I never want to see your face again, Gore. You hear me? Never.
You won't.
I need to go now. Away from here. Away from this fucking wasteland. Do what you want to my tribe. I don't care anymore. Strength, wisdom, it's all bullshit. Zarek doesn't care about us. None of the Guardians do. And now they're gone. White Robe's got at least that much right. Zalraka, Gore. May you find your peace.
Barak. You'll follow the Fire Wielders now.
Careful, Gore. We respect you, but that doesn't...
You have 3 options. Number 1, fight us here and die. Number 2, stay on your own and get overrun by the Purity. Because believe me, they will be back, and we won't be there to save you. Or number 3, join forces with us, and become part of the biggest horde this land has seen for centuries. The choice is yours.
I can't make that decision alone. Go back to your Cal, Gore of the Fire Wielders. We will inform you of our decision.
Do you think they'll join us?
Yeah, they will.
So that's how it works. Fascinating.
Then let's get back to our cow and wait for their decision. Got it. Mm-hmm.
Здесь опять где-то может валяться, условно, какой-нибудь сундук, который я должен найти. Это не так.
Fine. Yes, of course.
Просто големы эти заново появившиеся были. У них и экспа, и... Портит.
Danger up ahead, careful.
А, это архипламя, это не нежно.
Yes.
Olukta Rogar. Приятного вечера и вам. Мусье.
Ah, yes.
Кольцо силы.
Huh? Let me know what you need. Fine.
More fine. This place is a bloody graveyard.
Ну, повторная зачистка локации мне не очень нравится. Еще и шмотки падают такие. Потенциально хорошие. Если я поговорю, сейчас не станется карта синяя, мне интересно.
caught my attention.
Короче, за троллей... Ой, за орков надо троллей строить и ломать здания.
Interesting.
Лайфхак.
Fire wielders and ash reavers, the battle is over. Not only did Gore show strength by destroying the White Robed, he also showed wisdom by convincing your chieftain, Kagan of the Ash Reavers, to end this battle before more of our kin died. He made you an offer, and you accepted. For now, we will follow the pale-skinned named Tahar in his fight against the white-robed heretics who renounce Zarek and the Guardians, and who want to bring an end to our people. Afterwards, our army will roam the mountains of Bargagor like no other tribe ever did before. Stronger than the Fleshkins, stronger than the Moonskinned, stronger than the Mudfangs. A people united in strength and wisdom alike.
The Ash Reavers and the Fire Wielders united. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
You don't sound too happy.
Oh, I am. I just feel strange. All this, I never imagined I'd one day be a leader. I only did what was necessary. And now here I am.
Well, I know that feeling.
I guess you do. Well, let's head back to Mullendeer. We can talk there if you want to.
Или умения, конечно. Давай сюда, Ю. Чё, там где-то еще сундуки я видел снизу. Нет, не это. А вот. Мы бежали, мы бежали. Так я уж ответил, Дмитрий. А, еще вон тут вот. 100.
All right, why not?
Снижение стоимости ванпоста. Вы заглядываете в шахту, ощущаете прилив холодного воздуха. На мгновение вам кажется, что вы слышите тихий звук, словно детский всхлип. Но он затихает и больше не повторяется.
Let's see.
Yes, of course.
Chop, brothers.
Got it.
Let's see.
A fine plan. Certainly.
Баночки. Так, где-то только что видел еще. А, вот. Клетка Зарака. Но это реально не лучшая идея сделать Пробегись-ка заново по всей карте.
Fine. Corporal.
Мы там еще раз кидали ништяков. Ну, если не пробежишься, останешься без ништяков.
Fine.
Huh?
Interesting.
Здорово, Ментал Сода. Ой. Ой. Я уже спать хочу.
If your life depends on it.
Вы касаетесь камня, и в глубине сознания вспыхивает картина. Огромная человекоподобная фигура сражается с драконом. Образ исчезает, оставляя вас наедине с неодолимым желанием узнать, что вы только что видели. Все, сохраняемся. На сегодня все, ребят. Продолжим. Возможно, уже завтра. Вот так вот. Ой, спасибо всем, кто был. Не болейте, кушайте апельсинки, выздоравливайтесь, кто болеет. До новых встреч. Пока.